square.
This is take two because somebody was not recording the
I hit the
first
button.
time.
You see me hit it?
You probably hit it again in your hand.
I did not.
Because he has the remote in his hand. And then you dropped it face down on the thing.
I'm back from my vacation. As you see, people, I don't know if they missed me or not. I was only gone for a few days. I'm back. Hello.
His daughter said she had to have physical proof. She had to see him, lay eyes on him. She didn't believe it when she seen the suitcase that he was back.
I'm back. Went on a
Did you
small
miss
trip.
us?
Yes. Went on a small trip. And I went to celebrate my son, Brayton, for graduation. Last graduation of the season for us. We are done.
Thank God.
And I'm tired.
Proud of all you graduates, but I'm really, really glad it's over.
We still got one more financial obligation to do with that because I didn't get to get his gift for him.
I'm about to say, I thought you. I said what?
So we will be doing that. Again, congratulations. Traveling with my father.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting.
How was it?
It was okay. I'll leave it at that.
Well, no, we're going to talk about it a little bit more.
My father is going to be 80 years old this year.
Woohoo!
And he pushed through the entire time.
In the great month of November.
And he made it through. I don't know exactly how strong it was for him. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
I'm talking about why you still got the remote in your hand.
You pay attention to the video. You're here as video content creator. Don't worry about anything else going on. So as I was saying,
y'all see that somebody, picked up some courage juice.
Oh my God. Anywho, so like I was saying, he's 80 or getting close to being 80, and I don't know how he felt during the whole trip, but he pushed through. We made it. We made some mistakes were made in the booking process. Some mistakes were made in the airports. Nothing too major. We didn't lose anything behind. We didn't lose any time. But as far as a standpoint, I'll give you some updates. I don't want to make this be a long video. My wife wants to talk about how my father won the battle of who's paying for stuff. Traveling is difficult. It is rough. It is hard. And when you're trying to do quick trips, it's that much more elevated. And I got tired at the end to even try to fight him. He cheated at one point.
But wait, before you go there, usually when we travel, we usually get a wheelchair.
I was going to go into the.
I know. I'm telling you to start from the beginning. You can't talk from the end.
I didn't talk from the end. I said we'll go into that later. We're talking about Dad.
Fine.
You didn't hear me say that?
Fine.
I be talking, you don't be listening.
I did. I was listening.
How?
Because you was about to go into something else. I could hear it.
I was talking about Daddy and the financial situation.
All right, go ahead.
He cheated.
He didn't cheat.
He did.
Just won.
And I got tired.
Kudos to you, Dad.
I got tired.
Pops got you good.
And again, some mistakes were made. I got him a couple of times. But in the end, some elements that I had played a part in the situation. In the very beginning, we get to the airport and all the spaces in the covered parking are gone. All of them. It says full, barricade up. You can't pull into here. Park outside.
I wonder when they took it down, because by the time I picked up my mother from the airport, it was open.
Days later.
No. That was the same day.
No, it's not.
Yes.
Oh, so okay, we left that was at 1 o'clock?
Right.
And you went at 6.
I picked her up at 6.
Okay, well, they said no.
It was wide open. I was like,
So.
And she called y'all bougie, but go ahead.
Because we went to LA?
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't find a spot.
I know.
How she gonna call us bougie when she get picked up and dropped off? But we bougie. We couldn't find a spot, and we weren't parking in the economy to ride the bus over. Why would we do
That's
that for?
the bougie part of it. We're not riding the shuttle.
Because it was too far away. It's just too much. Well, you got the thing right there. And then my daddy, in his old 80-year-old way, gets mad because we pulled to the parking garage where the valet is, and he was like, oh, hell no. We parking it ourselves.
You can't do that.
Pull over there. We can park it ourselves. So then,
did y'all park it yourself?
No.
Oh, I was like, oh my god.
At the end, we picked up the car. I ain't go into the details about how the valet works. It really is pretty convenient, and they send you a little app. They send you a message or whatever. You can on your way, you can get your bag. You can push the button, and they bring your car to you. Be sitting there waiting for you. We didn't know that. We waited till we got back.
I'm about to try to use this valet next.
I'll tell you about it offline. It's really nice. So we was leaving. They ask you to pay whatever you go to pay. That's how you beat me in the end. I didn't even feel like even fighting with him at the end about paying for that. My whole plan was already scrapped from the very beginning. I was supposed to pay for the parking. I had a plan for it. All they got scrapped. We couldn't park. So the valet came time to pay for it. He had already rushed up there to pay for it. I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna fight him. I'm tired. So he went and paid. They asked him directly, do you want to leave a tip now or do you want a tip in person? And he turned the tablet to him so he can push the button. He said no. No tip. And I was like, so when you leave, I was like, you already tipped him, right? And he was like, no. I said, did you tip him in the machine? He was like, no. He asked me if I want to tip, so I said no. So I was like, you didn't tip the guy at all? And he was like, well, no. He's like, I was like, well, you could have tipped him. They would have got the tip. He was like, well, I feel bad that I didn't tip the guy that went and got the car. Because we could have parked it ourselves, and I was like, okay, fine. Well, at that point, he was already leaving.
Right.
But anyway.
So y'all didn't tip him?
He did not.
Nobody? Y'all didn't go back?
No.
Oh, my goodness.
He did not. But,
poor guy. Thanks for
realize.
The guy and the valet. So sorry. She didn't get a tip.
But, and he tipped the other guys. Anyway, he was sitting in a wheelchair for most of the days. He was in the airport because he didn't want to leave the spot to get on the plane in time. So some mistakes was had here and there. At the hotel, hotel's in my name. I'm paying for it. Everything's all good. He kept asking me about the bill. I didn't tell him anything. He asked me how much was the room per night. All that I wouldn't tell him. The Uber ride from the airport to the hotel. He asked me how much was the Uber ride. I wouldn't tell him. I ended up paying for the Ubers. He was mad about that. He told me to download Uber on his phone. He said, I'm going to do it on my own phone. He got a new phone since he last went to Vegas and he had Uber. He couldn't he didn't have it downloaded. So before we left, he realized he didn't have it. So then he said, well, put it on my phone. I put it on his phone. He had to have an account set up to go through Uber. So we in the Uber riding to the hotel. I added Uber to his phone so he can have it. And he's like, I need to try to pay for this. You can't do that, sir. You got to have a card attached to it. There's no card attached to this. You just got an app. On the way home, we sitting there. Uber's ordered. We're sitting in the lobby waiting for the Uber to come. He says, let me come over there and you can help me get it added so I can make sure I can do it. I said, for what? It's already done. He said, you said you want me to do it. I said, no, did I say that? I said, no, it's on its way. And he tried to get this like, But where he cheated me was, I'm on the phone with my wife. And this is the thing. He had it planned. We had spent all day long with the sons and the ex-wife at the school with my son.
I'm going to tell my point of view first. But
we are there. And I'm sitting on the phone with my wife. My wife is actually physically talking. My father, before I called, he's like, you can call your wife? And I'm like, yeah, I'll call her. Thinking like, you going to call my mama? Like, you telling me?
He set you up.
He did. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Your perspective. So he had already talked to mom. And then so I went and ordered him food and I went and worked out. We'll talk about that later on with the bariatric section of this. So I'm sitting there, it's like, I'm going to call my wife or whatever. She was at choir rehearsal. She got out. We get on the phone. We talking. And then he's sitting there talking. And he said, I'm eavesdropping. And I didn't realize when he said that what he was doing. He was setting up the whole situation. Mm-hmm. So he told me to call you. And then when I finally get you on the phone, he told me he's eavesdropping. He's listening or whatever. Then I'm on the phone. Bianca's talking. He could tell I was listening. And then all of a sudden, I hear something in the hallway. So I didn't react. Then he hops up, runs to the door.
So, insert my point of view from right there.
You let me finish. Okay, go ahead.
You gonna finish the whole thing?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
My wife is talking, so he goes to the door. And I'm like, what is he doing? I'm walking. Then he goes to the door, looks out. Then he keeps on going. The door closes behind him. And I'm like, okay, so she's talking. I don't want to interrupt her. Think he's going to step back out. and then he didn't come back in.
So that's why it took so long. Okay. So from my point of view, I'm talking to him, and I don't remember if I was telling him about the day, whatever, people irritating me, blase, blase. So he goes, and I'm like, what? What's wrong? And he was like, well, I don't know if he heard something or what. And I said, what do you mean? He said, Dad just left. I said, the room? What do you mean? He said, well, yeah. And he talking slow for me. And I'm like, hello, where is your father? He's like, I don't know. And I said, that is not the right answer because I can't get on the phone with mom and say, your son lost your husband, because that's not going to go over well. So I'm like, you need to go and see what's wrong, because he was like, he left out and I don't know. I was like, you walk faster than him, so you need to go get your dad. So he looks out the door. And
I was right out the door when I said, I don't know where he went.
Yeah, he was like, he's not there. I said, well, you need to get your stuff together. So he said he's going to put on the shoes and he's going to go find him. So he gets off the phone with me and he texts me and was like, maybe he went to the front desk. Or were you already at the front desk at that point?
So at that point, and I'm walking down the hallway and I'm like, where did he go?
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, I know where he went. So let's back up just a little bit. When we get to the hotel, we walk in. There's a guy, a woman and a guy. We walk in, the guy says, what's room number? I tell him the room number, 211. I mean, I tell him my name, here to check in. He's like, okay, I got your room right here. They had called me at 7 o'clock in the morning. The room was already set up. Mm-hmm. So I knew that was all good. So he was like, got your room right here. And then my dad says, I want to pay. And I'm like, it's in my name. Don't worry about that. So the guy was like, oh, father and son. I could tell. He was like, yeah. He said, you sound just like me and my father. And he says, well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give the room keys to the oldest. Mm-hmm. So he gives it to Daddy. Daddy got the room keys. I said, that's fine. I said, don't make a difference. It's in my name. It's already paid for. I got it. And he was like, I'm going to be back. And the guy just chuckled. Okay? So we go over to the room. He mad. He mad about the Uber. He mad about the Uber we just paid for. He mad about that. He mad about the room. So he plotting in his head. So on the elevator, I'm going down.
And that's like, on Tuesday night.
Yeah, it's Tuesday night. So I'm going on the elevator. I'm like, he went down here to this dang on front desk.
Which was Wednesday night.
Wednesday night. So.
Whole 24 hours later.
Here's the thing. Going back to the fact that he talking about you going to call your wife. Mm-hmm. It's an hour difference between Connecticut and here. Mm-hmm. So again, she was getting out of choir rehearsal around 8:30 or so. Mm-hmm. I was already, it's past 9 already. So by the time we really on the phone, we probably about 45 minutes into our conversation. So it's almost like 10, 11 o'clock almost in Connecticut. So we sitting there.
Same time as what y'all was checking in, kind of.
Close. Here's the thing. Yeah, so here's the thing. So when I get down there, I can hear him laughing with the ladies at the front desk. Flirting, mama.
Ooh.
Flirt.
You should have took a picture like he threatened to take for you.
So I get down there and hear him laughing. And I was like, oh, you think you slick. So the lady had already had it almost rung up. All she did was waiting for the card. And I'm like, you won't supposed to be coming here and paying for this. And then she's like, okay, well, your card number? Give me your card or whatever. And I'm saying that the guy from the night before is walking through the door. Coming in for his shift. And he sees us, he waves and speaks and laughing or whatever. And I was like, this is your fault. You set this up. So my dad went down there when the man was supposed to come on his shift. How do you know when the man was supposed to work? I don't know. But it was a planned attack.
And he won.
And I was like, I'm not even going to fight him at that point because he already had the woman look it up.
You can't fight him. He done moseyed on downstairs without his cane.
Without his cane. And then the only reason why I didn't fight it also.
You got to wake up real early in the morning to meet my father.
I did not leave with my wallet in my hand because, again, I just put my shoes on. So my wallet's in the room. I just had the room key. So I couldn't even say no, leave it on this card. The card that was actually on file was not the card we was paying with. So I couldn't do anything about that. So I couldn't say no, don't pay for it at that point. I could have, I guess. I don't know what they would have done. Like, one person saying don't pay for it, the other person saying pay for it. I was like, forget it. And the other guy just laughing. He just walking in laughing.
Because he knew you lost.
Right. So that's how he cheated me. And at the valet, it was late. I was ready to get home, and I wasn't going to fight him in there. They gave me a bottle of water, and I sat down, wait for my car to come. So that was that.
And you didn't tip the man.
And my daddy didn't tip him. He didn't understand the question that was asked for him. All he hit was no tip. He kept on pushing. So like I said, it was a good trip. As I stated before, I'm not gonna get emotional today either. It was the third time being able to actually see my son Brayton, and emotional. For those that don't know, he does have autism, and he is trying to transition into a new position or stage, I should say, in his life skills and things like that. So they're trying to move him on to the next stage. So I'll just hope and pray for blessings and things like that to come for him. Got to see my son Dashiell, who just came back from Brazil, studying abroad. He said he's doing well, so that's report on them. And
he'll be going in his sophomore year in the fall.
Yeah, hopefully he can get some things together for he can make some decisions. I'll talk about that just for a second. This is something just added real quick. For you educated folks out there that went way to school, you know it's a struggle. For those that are not educated, just trying to find your life balance, going from being in high school at 17 to 18, transitioning to try to go into manhood, into this real world. It's a hard transition. It's not easy. We have made it over, but we have to remember some of those people, those who just graduated, it ain't easy for them. So have grace when your kid comes to you and make a decision to change up what their plan was. You can have a plan, but that plan always didn't go as you want it to be. Some of you ladies may have gotten pregnant when you didn't expect to get pregnant when you went off to college. Ain't no judgment. It just happens. Some of you men are here make a decision that you want to go do something and realize this ain't the way to go. Sometimes you better go to school and then realize, oh no, I need to go do hair instead because I ain't making it in this college thing. Life happens.
I need to pause and try again in a year or so.
A 4-year degree doesn't happen in 4 years all the time. It takes time. So allow those kids that are going out here transitioning from this high school life where things have been easy for them, going into this real world, and got to make some changes and some adjustments and pivot. It's all about the pivot. Don't judge anybody because they got to pivot.
And their decisions sound stupid to us, but that's because we have wisdom.
Right. And we've been
through it. We've made our dumb decisions, and now we know better. So it sounds dumb to us, but it's just a process they got to go through.
And then I would give credit something that was said in my class at church. Angel Wilson, I'm going to give her credit for it. It wasn't my statement. She said she didn't want to be a statistic. She wanted to get through high school and not be pregnant and not be able to go to college. She wants to go to college, get her grades, and go to college and be going forward. And those that are out there going to the next stages of their life, don't be a statistic. Period. Yep. And then it's up to us as a village to be able to help those kids get through and not become a statistic.
That's right. Every day, do something to be better.
That's my little soapbox for the day. I don't think I may not preach today. I may sing if I have a song come to my heart.
Oh no!
But we'll see how that goes.
So how was your eating? Because that's what we said last time that we would discuss on here. Because you said you would lie to me, but not lie to the folks.
Said that.
You did. Run it back. Run it back. You said I lie to you. I don't lie to them.
I can't not lie right now, man.
At all.
Okay.
So how did the eating go? You were so worried about eating. And I know y'all had some time issues. There was delays. You wasn't on your regular schedule.
The whole schedule was
How did it go?
Okay,
How bad did you do?
I didn't do bad. I made some good choices and I made some bad choices.
Okay.
Ultimately, I pushed the limits in some areas. In some areas, I didn't. I learned some things. This whole journey is about learning. So,
especially now that you're at the last stage.
Yeah, and they don't tell me what to do at the last stage, which I just figured out. The stage 8, stop.
Not stop. You go on. Take all the stages that you learned and put them all in one.
What I will say, ultimately, I pushed myself in other areas. And today, transitioning to where I am today, from the last couple of days, I think my stomach is reacting differently because usually when I get home, my wife cooks pretty fast, and we eat in about 4 or 5. Well, it's 6 and I haven't eaten anything since lunch, technically.
His wife fell. She ain't
No,
cooking.
it's not even really that. It's just the fact that, but again, I'm not doing what I was doing previous weeks either.
Mm-hmm.
But I think some of the stuff that went down as I was gone kind of got me to where I am today. Mistakes were made.
Well, start from Tuesday.
Um, Tuesday, okay, so I went to work. I had lunch at work, but I didn't eat it because I ate my breakfast a little bit later than normal. So by the time I went to pick my father up, I went ahead and ate my lunch then, which I had the leftovers from the going out to eat at 5-4 restaurant that we talked about before.
Mm-hmm.
I had my leftovers left from that. So I had a little of that before I left. Let me just recap overall real quick. I didn't get my water in every day like I was supposed to. I didn't get my protein every day like I was supposed to.
Mm.
But it wasn't based on lack of effort. It's just like based on so much stuff going on and transitioning. You're in the airport, you can't take water. You can't take water. Having that moving fast, and heck, in one airport we had just had bare enough time to get from one gate to the other gate and rest and get a sweat off our brow before we was loading onto the plane. There was no time for eating the water in that moment. I did buy a meal at the airport here locally in KC. I bought a chicken wrap sandwich, avocado chicken wrap, bacon ranch. No, was it bacon? I don't think no bacon on here. Chicken, avocado, sour cream, maybe lettuce, cherry tomatoes, onions.
Okay.
Should let the onions off, but it was a good. It was in a wrap. So my option was I was like, I'm gonna get a kids meal, a kids wrap.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked up to him. I was like, "Hey, what size is the kids wrap?" He pulled up the tortilla and was like, "Regular size." Well, what's the point?
Well, what makes it a kid?
I think because they have like meat and cheese.
Mm.
And I was like, "Well, then just give me the regular one." In my mom thought process was eat a little bit, save it, take it with you, and have it for later.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if I ate to take a bite of that too early, and after eating the food at my mom's house, my lunch, because I really took 2 bites and was done.
Mm.
And I was like, oh wow. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And I bought apple juice. And I was like, oh well, I'm pretty tight right now. Which during this whole process, being tight for me is when I push too far.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I'm not really tight. I'm good. I'm comfortable. I push down whatever was going to be an issue with me as far as me feeling hungry. I've never went to the edge like ooh, but I almost went to the edge a little bit. So I'm gonna tell you about the bad things I did.
I was about to say,
my dad had
sugarcoating
I ain't
some
sugarcoating.
stuff.
My dad had a bag of Lay's barbecue chips. I said, give me 2 of those chips. I had 2 chips. So
Y'all hear that?
that was only 2 chips. That's no big deal. He was like, you can't have this. You had this, and I was like, well,
No.
we're gonna figure this out. I did have an apple juice.
Did you tell your daddy you can have it?
I don't remember. Probably not. I don't know.
Let me know if he lied to you.
I didn't lie to him about anything. So, carrying around this wrap the entire day. The entire day. My plan was try to eat another meal after we get to the next location. But again, going from MCI to MWD, it was difficult to try to find a meal in between that walk. So, positive aspect. I've been there before. I made the same trip a few years back. I went to visit my son. I flew from Kansas City to Midway to Connecticut. So I've been in this airport before. The time I was in the airport the last time, I almost didn't make it. I walked it. I walked it slow, and I almost died. This time, I was able to walk it and push my father in the wheelchair while also pushing a piece of luggage.
Mm.
Made it to the gate on time.
Nice.
Perspiration on my forehead,
A little sweat, but no death.
but no death.
I appreciate that.
And I made it all the way. Got him on the plane. We good. With my wrap. 3 pieces of luggage.
You didn't have a wrap in your hand, did you?
I think I did.
Why didn't you let your daddy hold
I don't
it?
remember exactly that time. I don't remember. I can't remember what I did the wrap. I may have put the wrap in the back. I don't remember what I know. I had the wrap the whole entire time. I don't know if I carried it that particular morning. Anywho, got to the gate, got on board, got to Connecticut. Okay, so that was like we got in real late, so we we're not eating more eating that day. However, because I carried this wrap the whole entire way, I got to get this chicken out of here because I was feeling a little
protein.
open. I'm drinking this protein, and I'm not throwing this away. I told my father, "You're gonna have to help me with this because I'm tight right now." When I first started having it, I was like, "I'm feeling kind of tight, and I'm not gonna be able to eat all of this. I don't think so. I need you to help me, so I don't want to throw it away." He never took a bite out of it.
Yeah, I heard him last time talking about he can't waste food. So I can only imagine him trying to eat all of this stuff, just a little bit of it. If you had a fork, you would have made it a salad.
Mistakes were made because I should have just went ahead and not tried to keep it wrapped up because then at some point they got soggy and the wrapper started messing up.
Mm-hmm.
So I made it all the way back to the hotel with it, and at 1 o'clock in the morning, I opened it back up, took that chicken out of it, the cherry tomatoes, and I finished it off, threw the rest of it away. It was the first time I had real tortillas, flour tortillas,
Mm-hmm.
so it was a good size. It would have been really good if I could have ate it up front with the bag of chips and a good drink. Neither here or there. Wednesday, we went to the school, had the graduation. They had cake.
Had breakfast first.
Oh, sorry, breakfast. Went to breakfast. They didn't have very much selection. They had eggs and sausage. I attempted to get a piece of sausage.
Oh, you ain't gonna tell them that they weren't real eggs?
You let me finish. I'm getting there.
Oh, okay.
I had a piece of sausage. I tried to find the most done piece of sausage there was. It was pork sausage, which was a mistake. I probably should have went with the most done piece.
I was about to say, why did you go with the most done?
I don't know. They all were kind of light, so I could have just went any of them. I just put the one that looked a little more crispy on the outside. Why, I don't know. I had that. I had a spoonful of eggs. Weird. It wasn't real eggs. They make the powder type stuff. I was like, I'm the one that does the whole sausage done situation.
Listen,
mistakes. I told you mistakes. I started off with that.
Okay.
So, then they had bagels or English muffins, something like that. I didn't opt in for any of that. They had oatmeal. I didn't opt in for any of that. They had cereal, which it was cornflakes, and I didn't know that necessarily. They had Raisin Bran, which I wasn't gonna do, and then they did have some Cheerios. Well, they had options for milk. One of them said Silk almond milk.
Okay.
Another one said skim milk on the top, but then it said 2% on the side. Another one said skim milk on the top. So I was confused. So I said, I'm going to go to one, pour the one that's at least got 2% on it. Either the labeling may be wrong, I don't know. But I tried it. I tried a spoonful of it, didn't like it. The eggs were, the runny hotel eggs. That not runny, but they were watery. Mm-hmm. So that wasn't really a big hit. And then the waffle. I might go to the guests at the hotel. I'm going to skip over that. The guests at the hotel made me upset when it comes to the waffles, but I seem to hear it there. I knew I wanted to eat the whole waffle. Told my father again, I'm going to make this waffle, but I need you to eat half of it because I'm not going to be eating it all. And I found sugar-free syrup that they had there.
I had a question.
Yeah.
Instead of making a full waffle, why didn't you just use half a cup and just pour it on half of it?
Did you hear me tell you that there was a person that was irritating me at the waffle maker?
I'm sorry.
So, the irritation of him standing in the middle of the damn way, there was no option for making half the waffle. I just want him to move. Try not to go there about the man and the boy, whatever he was. Anyway, so then I ended up making a waffle for my dad that, again, out of irritation because of the guy.
You wanted him to eat your waffle.
No, yeah, but the guy irritated me because I'm trying to get this waffle made, and he's standing in the way. And then he gonna try to tell me that waffle maker's not working. You got to use this one. And this fool is spraying the waffle maker, the waffle iron spray on his waffle. Why do you do that? It's for the iron. So to see if that one was working, I ended up making one for him. He didn't eat it. Whatever. I ate one square of the waffle, and I tried to eat the sausage first. It just wasn't good. I had a couple of bites of the eggs, and I ate one square of the.
Did you put any salt and pepper on the eggs?
It wasn't worth it. I did have salsa on it, but it wasn't worth it. So I ended up eating the one square of the triangle. What I did also is I realized that you make a little bit thing of butter. The waffle was hot. I put the waffle on the plate, and I put the butter on top of it as I carried it to my table. And when I told my went to go spread the butter was melted. I'm like, who would have thought that? Anyway, so the next morning I did that. I put my little 4 pieces of stock thing on there, and I made them melt a little bit. It was real good. Spread real easy on that waffle. Anywho, I'll fast forward to that breakfast. Same breakfast, same options the next day, but I ate more of the sausage. I got a little more light skinned one. I didn't do the more eggs, and I did do 3/4 of the waffle that day with the sugar free syrup and butter. So that's over with breakfast. Wednesday at the son graduation, they provided lunch. They provided spaghetti with pasta or meatballs with pasta. I actually did taste the pasta eventually. It did taste okay. But my son was a no on my son was a no. My dad was a no. So, but my ex brother-in-law, he ate like 3 plates because he was hungry. He's like, I ain't gonna eat the rest of the day. I'm gonna go and take this in when I can. Now he's a physical trainer, so that pasta, he was like, that's fuel. He was killing it. He ate all the vegetables.
Chickpeas.
He did, and then my son Dash Brayton, all he really eats is sun butter and grape jelly, and he didn't want that because they had a special meal for him that day, and so my ex brother-in-law, he ate the sun butter and jelly too.
He was like, I got that too.
He was like, I'm taking care of all this. Knock all this down. He said, this is all I'm gonna eat for the day. So he had been up since 3 in the morning. He was like, I'm taking this down. But anywho, he didn't eat his meatballs. So he had them in the container, and I was like, let me go and take them off his hand. I'm gonna say those for later on for dinner. It was 5 meatballs. I'm gonna say those. We got me a little cup that had my water cup. Put them in there, put me a top on that joker. Say that for later. Because I had my meatballs, I was already full. So I had meatballs. I didn't do any of the rest. I tasted them. I tasted the chickpea just a little bit.
What did it taste like?
The chickpea?
Yeah, because it was cooked a different way than I've ever eaten chickpea.
I only have one little thing. I don't know.
Was it supposed to be a chickpea salad or?
I can't call it.
I'm gonna show you a picture.
I can't recall. I don't know. I don't know what that was supposed to be. Like I said, my ex brother-in-law ate it.
Was supposed to be.
He was like, he took it down. I think that he said that if they're cooked and seasoned right, it's good. I don't know.
Just so y'all have a picture, because I got this picture because my father-in-law does not like chickpeas.
I don't know. So my ex-wife was talking about this is why our son don't eat the food here because this is one of their better meals, and that's why he eats some butter and jelly because he was like, I'm good. So I was like, So then she tries to bring him special stuff or whatever. Anywho, so then they get a snack at 3. So he was gonna go to his locker and get his snack, but his mother was like, well, I'll go get you something. So they decided to go to Dunkin'. My other son, Dasho, wanted his Dunkin' order. So we went there, and then my dad got a coffee, she got a coffee. But then I had to make a decision on what do I do. It's Dunkin' Donuts. I don't drink coffee. I'm not been drinking coffee. I couldn't have the donuts. But when I walked in, they had a bagel, I think it was, with, you all that eat Dunkin' know. They have a bagel that's got turkey sausage on it. And egg, I think it is. Yeah, egg and cheese. So I said to them, hey, can I get, it's a whole grain bagel, I believe, too, or whatever. And I was like, I can do this, but the bread may be too much. So I was trying to get it together without the bread. And then my ex-wife was like, well, why don't you do the wrap, which is only a piece of sausage and cheese in the wrap. And I was like, well, yeah, let me do that instead. And it was cheaper because it was basically going to do the same thing. I was going to take the egg and I was going to take the cheese and the sausage off and then have it with the bagel. But the bagel was like $4 or $5 or whatever. And then the wrap was like $2 cheaper. Right. So I was like, well, yeah, let me just do that. So I ended up doing that. And she's like, "You serious about this thing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like I can't eat the bread." Like,
Damn, we went through surgery for this. It's a nice play.
So, everybody else had their order or whatever, and I had that. And then a couple hours later, it was time for my son to have dinner. So we went and picked him up dinner. Some mistakes were made. Good mistakes and bad mistakes. I pushed the issue. So I'm trying to think of what I can have at Wendy's that would be good. The meal that I chose was a good choice.
Do tell. At Wendy's?
At Wendy's.
Chili?
So no. So I ordered what we would have called the 4 for $4. And however, they don't call it the 4 for $4 there.
Why? It's Wendy's. They're a total chain.
They changed it from 4 for $4 to the biggie bag.
Oh, they actually did. They did that here too.
So it was $6. I'm like, wait a minute, what happened to the $4 meal?
That's why it's the 4 for $4.
Then it's supposed to come with a small drink. Mm-hmm. So before we go there, my son loves Wendy's. So he was talking about for about 3 hours. Was talking about Wendy's and Popeyes. Wendy's and Popeyes. That's all he's talking about, and trying to get a buy one get one free burger, this and that and the other, or chicken or whatever from Wendy's and Popeyes. So we go to Wendy's, and his mom, he wants to order a large fry and drink, and when she orders it, she gets him the medium. And she was like, "Does cups be big, whatever?" And I'm like, "That's the medium size, though." Right. Little did I know, when I ordered my biggie bag, it came with a drink. Not the small drink I think it's supposed to come with. It came with a bigger. All of my drinks are largest. And I'm like, they didn't do that right. Yes.
What was in your drink?
We're going to get to that. So.
Okay.
So.
I'm glad y'all here, because he ain't going to tell me.
My intentions were, I thought it out. And I was like, well, I can just get chicken nuggets and then just eat those. But I wasn't hungry for real like that. So I was like, okay, here's the plan. I'm going to get the biggie bag. And I'm going to eat the chicken nuggets later. I'm going to save the little 4 nuggets. And then I'm going to go ahead and try to eat this burger. Yeah. So I had the Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. Oh, my God. I love Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. Look at me in the eyes.
I know. I said, but you had it.
Look at me in the eyes.
I am.
You look at me in the eyes?
I'm looking at you in the eyes.
I love a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. And what it did for my soul. Let me tell you what it did.
Oh, my God.
I opened the wrapper up. We go back up. I didn't eat the fries. I tried to give them away. I tried to give them to my son, Brayden. She said he's not going to eat all that. He already had his fries. So my son, Dashiell, who loves Wednesday, was like, I got you. I got you.
Put me in the game, coach.
We had an extra fry because they messed our order up anyway. And he was like, I was like, here, take these. So I poured them on his plate. I maybe had like 3 fries. He's like, you don't want them at all? So I was like, no. And he had the bag fries. He's like, ooh, bag fries? I love bag fries. So he was all over
it. Bag fries are the best.
So I knew that option was going in there. I took my sandwich. I laid it out. Generally, let me just get a little history. If I eat me a 4 for $4, I eat my nuggets, my fries with a honey mustard, and then I eat my burger last because I love it. I'll save it for last. But they didn't give us any sauce to go with my nuggets. My ex-wife ordered a taco salad, and they didn't give her no chili, no other condiments. They gave her a salad in a container and forgot all the rest of the stuff. Now, they was having issues at this Wendy's. We walked in, they was having a lot of issues. The manager was standing down there, help somebody get into their account, a drawer or whatever, and then he just stood back, and the other manager was like, are you going to tell me that you off the clock and so you're not going to help? It was going down in there. Oh, and then, as we try to get our order placed, the smell of marijuana walked in behind us. And then I didn't see him until later on, so we got out the line to wait for our order. And then there was a couple, they was all dressed alike. The guys had on white t-shirts and jeans and a pair of black shoes. And the girls had on these white beaters, cutoffs, with these little booty shorts on. And the girl kept pulling her booty short down, the back of her ass was showing. And I'm like, well, if you... Never mind.
You got some pants just a little bit longer, you would have to pull them down the whole time.
I may have messed up and got the order too fast and not checked the order all the way or whatever. But anyway, but I pulled my burger out. I put it on the table. Went and got a knife and a fork, and I cut that burger into fours, and I ate those squares, those triangles, in a little bit one at a time. I was only gonna eat half of those and wrap the rest of it up, but I got that burger down. No pain, no issues. It was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing. I saved those nuggets, put those nuggets in my container where my meatballs were at. I put those things together, put that lid back on there, and brought it on back to the hotel later on. But I said I wasn't gonna lie to you. Mistakes were made.
Well, I hope you enjoyed yourself.
I had a.
Was your back with the warden?
One done.
Oh.
I had a fruit punch.
Oh, in the cup. A whole large fruit punch. Did you even put ice in there for the water down a little bit? No, just straight fruit punch, straight sugar.
It was a long time. I drank it. Took me hours to drink it. I ended up bringing it back to the hotel.
Now you're going to be like an addict. You know, once you get the taste in your mouth again. I
wasn't going to be an addict. So, mind you, I had apple juice earlier that day. Remember I took the apple juice?
Yeah.
At the airport.
Why you start whispering?
The airport, I had an apple juice.
Why you start whispering?
I'm just saying. I bought a Gatorade. Went to the grocery store. I bought a Gatorade. My daddy wanted to get a bottle of water. I bought a Gatorade Zero. So I had that. So I was good. So I had those in the refrigerator, whatever. And then, so Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. At the airport on the way back home, I had to throw my Gatorade away because I was checking in. I'm like, oh, we got to go to security. I still got Gatorade left. I was supposed to drink it in the car in the Uber on the way to the airport, but I was texting my son and I forgot to drink it. I'm saying that after I checked in, I'm like, crap, I got to throw this away because I can't drink it. I tried to drink it and it started burning my throat. And I was like, okay, let me throw this away.
It's because your throat's still trying to figure out about all this fruit punch you had the day before. Go on.
No. So we go through security. And then I'm sitting there like, okay, I got to give me something to eat. My stomach feels a little empty. I ate breakfast earlier. And then I gotta wrap this up. So then I ended up buying another apple juice and a Lunchable. And that was good. And I told my wife, I miss apple juice. I miss it. So.
Yeah, but you just can't have as much.
I had a lot.
I'm saying as much. Typically, not I'm on a trip and my wife ain't here to tell me no.
With the fruit punch and
so what did we learn?
I ended up throwing the apple juice away.
What did we learn?
I'm not done yet. I'm going to finish up real quick. There was mistakes made. And on the plane, they said about the sugar content, don't do the sugar if you can avoid it. Because they've got a thing called dump. I had an issue in the bathroom on the airplane. I'll just leave it at that. But all in all, I made it back.
After you?
No.
Okay.
No. I made it back home safe and sound. I'm here. I'm able to go forward. We're about to go out. We're going to end this right here.
Going to the movies. Gonna go see Bad Boys. Maybe we'll tell y'all about it next time. Yeah, not the tiptoe.
Alrighty. This has been a B Square production. You'll see this. This is on Friday we're taping. You'll see this on Sunday.
Not Sunday. Can you post it up to at least tomorrow?
I'll try.
Jesus.
Everybody say B Square.
Squared. All right. Bye. I said bye.